All right, go.
Here we go. I'll start it.
It's the final tour of Dead & Company.
What?
Everybody's out there going to Dead & Company shows.
They sure are
You-
putting them pictures up,
yeah.
smiles.
A lot going on.
You do not want to be seen in those pictures wearing the same shirt you were wearing last time or the same hoodie
No.
you were wearing last time.
You want
And
the dope stuff.
That's right. Go
What should
over
I
to
do?
shoptourbus.com.
Shop Tour Bus.
Do it now. Listen to my voice telling you to go to Shop Tour Bus. No, seriously, go check out what Shop Tour Bus is doing. They have the online lot's coolest Grateful Dead inspired merchandise on the planet, period.
Yeah.
I said it. It's true.
It is true, and I say that they are the most comfortable T-shirts that I've ever owned too.
And
They're
I say
perfect for summer.
And it is all coming to you. That t-shirt, that hoodie, that sticker pack, whatever it is that you order, lovely packed from Bridgeport, Connecticut in a specialized box
all over print.
with trinkets and get little chocolates, maybe gum. Maybe you'll be lucky enough to get a bootleg.
That's right. Some people are getting miracled with
That's
their
right.
orders, and this is also a miracle. You're getting free shipping when you put in the promo code No Simple Road. So go over to shoptourbus.com. You are going to see Grateful Dead inspired merch with Grateful Dead songs told in picture on them in a really cool, creative, and kind way. And you know what? This is our family taking care of you, clothing you, making sure you're not cold or too hot, or making sure you look cool. So go to shoptourbus.com, put in the promo code No Simple Road. I like knowing stuff.
What kind of stuff?
I like knowing all kinds of stuff.
I like knowing about stuff too.
Anything in particular?
Well,
Or-
in particular, when I'm going to a concert, to a venue I've never been to before,
Yeah.
I like knowing where to sit so that the sound isn't muddy.
Me too, because my ears get really bad at concerts sometimes, depending on where I am in the room. So sound is super important for me to know.
Yeah, I also like to know like what the security's like so that I know how to plan to get into the show on time.
And my
Because
bladder,
that's a thing these days
Yeah.
from what I hear.
my bladder is pretty small, so I need to know about the bathroom sitch.
All right. What about you, Apple?
I like to know about the vending situation, like what food they got available and stuff inside and outside of the venue.
Oh, okay. Well, if you want to know all this stuff and you've never been to the venue before, then you're just shit out of luck. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
You're really not.
We've got a solution.
That's right. Go to venuelama.com. This is where live music fans share helpful insider venue reviews and information based on their own experiences. A place where pro showgoers can quickly review venues and exchange seriously helpful venue intel with one another. Head over to venuelama.com today and sign up for your free Venue Llama account and start reviewing venues today. Review venues in the Llama base, upload photos in the Llama gallery, and add your favorite scene-friendly businesses, websites, or podcasts to the Friends page. All llamas registered by July 4th are eligible to win free tickets and Venue Llama gear.
What?
Yeah.
Free tickets.
Free tickets?
Hey, wait a minute. Free tickets are cool, but Venue Llama gear is equally just as cool because it has Lorenzo Llama on it.
That's right.
Lorenzo
so
Llama.
you stroll up to the concert that you won tickets from in your Venue Llama gear.
With Lorenzo Llama on it, and you'll know exactly where to sit, where to pee, and where to eat.
And Lorenzo Llama looks cool as can be.
Cool as fuck.
Yeah.
You can say it.
Yeah,
It's
cool as fuck.
Go to venuelama.com. You spell that VENUELLAMA.com. Go check it out. Follow them on Instagram at VenueLlama too.
And YouTube channel.
That's right. They have really cool stuff going on. Go check it out.
Last night, we had a wonderful dinner.
Oh,
Yeah, we did.
Do you guys remember that?
I
Do you remember where we went?
Nope.
It was Fire on the Mountain.
shit, that's
Fire on the
right.
Mountain.
Yep, Fire on the Mountain. They specialize in chicken wings, but they have all kinds of other goodies. And we flew into the Burnside location last
No,
night.
we didn't fly. We drove.
We drove. We
I
drove
flew.
down Burnside.
I don't know where you guys are doing. I flew, but it was amazing.
I know I was flying after my dinner there.
That's for sure.
Yeah, we were definitely flying because those deep fried Oreos at the end of it. I had they have specials you have to go check out. I had the onion burger and I had the buffalo spring rolls, which were
That was
amazing.
so good.
And hey, here's the thing, man. It's not just like chicken wings and burgers. It's
No.
also vegan options and salads.
The vegan ranch was amazing.
Yeah.
I could not tell the difference. I
It
never
tasted
get
no different.
Well, I never get ranch because that's one of the foods that really messes me up if I eat it.
Creamy stuff.
Yeah, and I had the vegan ranch. It was amazing.
Look, I used to go to my Bubby's house for dinner on Sundays, and she made the best fucking brisket on the planet. And whenever your family is cooking for you, it's always good.
That's true.
And this is the Grateful Dead family
Well-
cooking for you, man. This is the Grateful Dead family making food that makes your soul
Cooking it
feel
up.
good, makes your tummy feel good. 3 locations here in Portland, 2 locations in Denver. Go over to portlandwings.com if you're not in one of those places. Get yourself some of their sauce. You can try it at home. You can get yourself some Fire on the Mountain merch. And make sure to go check out at FOTMPDX and FOTM Denver on Instagram. See what
Wow.
the specials are.
And you know what everybody gets for free?
What?
A big ass smile when you go there.
Dude, you know what? We went in there at was it 7 o'clock on a Tuesday night?
Packed.
That place was slamming
And everybody's smiling.
and rocking.
It
and
was-
yeah.
It was really jamming.
I was like,
Uh-huh.
I'm proud these guys are our sponsor. This is cool. So go
It's
check it
great.
out. Fire on the Mountain. One of our favorite sponsors is back with us, Sunset Lake CBD.
yeah.
If you're looking for CBD that actually does what CBD is supposed to do, look no further than our friends over at Sunset Lake.
Let me break it down.
Break it down, Mel.
They're sustainably farmed, meaning they avoid pesticides and use sustainable farming practices to preserve the land for future generations. 1. 2, farm to table. They ship the CBD products straight from their door in Vermont directly to your door wherever you're at.
Now that's cool.
And third party tested. They test everything with a third party to ensure quality, dosage, and safety.
You got to go over and check out sunsetlakecbd.com. They have so many products. Break it down for them, Apple.
Well, they've got some new stuff going on. Like they always had pre-rolls, but now they got really cool packaging for it. And you can get CBD pre-roll flights of all their flavors. You can get the heavy hitter flight that also throws in some of their Keef blunts. They have a new CBD recovery body lotion.
I'm excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the other?
The other one with arnica.
The extra strength muscle rub, 3,000 milligram with 5% lidocaine.
So look,
Oh, yeah,
if you're
lidocaine.
sore, this is the stuff you want to rub on your body to make those aches and pains go away. They even have CBD infused coffee, so you can have coffee without the little jitter that you get from caffeine, and you have it in the morning and you start your day off right. Your body feels lubricated. You're going to sleep good.
Yeah, and also they have, if you kind of forget to reorder, they've got subscriptions.
And they're giving the No Simple Road family 20% off.
20% off.
Put
with
in the promo code NSR20 when you're checking out at sunsetlakecbd.com. You're going to get 20% off your entire order.
NSR20.
And don't forget those cute little gummy bears.
That's right. sunsetlakecbd.com, one of our favorite sponsors, is back.
There is a road, no simple highway between the dawn and the dark of night. And if you go, no one may follow. That path is born. It steps along the river.
Okay. It's a bumpless Monday.
Okay.
Hey, no.
For some out there.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, No Simple Road family. It's Aaron,
And it's Mel.
And it's Apple.
and I have scrambled eggs for brains.
And
Today.
I'm a little tired.
And it's Darwin, who's very happy that we've returned
Darwin gave
home.
me a straight up hug when I came home from. Did you see him put his head in there? When he was like tap dancing, I like bent over to like, cuddle him, and he put his head right in the crook of my neck and like shoulder and like
Pushed in.
pushed in and like
Wanted
stayed
that
there for a
love.
minute.
Wow.
That was cute.
Doggy love.
I
is
love
good
you,
love.
He
Dardar.
was cute. He was very welcoming to us when we came
Yeah.
home.
So,
He only pooped and peed once.
yeah. It's a spite poop and pee. He has
Yeah.
to get it out of his system. So you'll probably notice that it's not Monday right now. It's Tuesday. And so I will say still say, welcome to the No Simple Road Weekly Rewind.
Weekly Rewind.
Brought to you in collaboration with the Edible Beats out of Denver, Colorado.
The Edible Beats.
The Edible Beats is a beautiful, wonderful, majestic group of individuals that are doing something amazing with restaurants and their employees and each other and the public and food and our connection to it and how we do what we do so that we take care of those that matter the most. And if you want to find out more about it, go check it out on Google. And if you live in the Denver area, you should go eat at one of the amazing restaurants that they
And we're going to get to do that this summer.
If I was in the Denver area, I'd go eat at all of them.
Yeah, that's why when we go there, we're going to have to put a leash on Apple.
Reel you in, dude.
Yeah.
I don't care about the first day of fish. I'm going to eat.
We'll land and then go eat at their restaurant in the airport, go to our place, have dinner that night. Something's happening.
What's happening right now?
Oh,
Mel says, "Aw," because it's Sydney calling.
Yeah,
it's always cute.
If it's ever my kids, it's always "aw."
Yeah,
or like "ooh,"
and then it's usually Sydney and Jasper. And
I know.
Ooh, ooh,
yeah.
ooh.
That was
man,
cute.
I'm sorry for people who aren't crazy about their kids, man. I always have a storehouse of happiness just thinking about my kids. So I can be so pissed off and I think about Jasper or Sydney or Simon and I'm like, oh.
That is cute. That's we could do that like yesterday when you missed those ones and I'd taken screenshots the other day to make sure that in case you missed it. Usually you don't, but once in a while you
miss a picture.
Just
of
put it. You could be mid thought and you put a picture of Jasper in front of Mel and she did.
And then she forgets what she was talking about.
Oh, I get giddy, man. It's like having a crush on your favorite boy or girl or whatever, and like. It never goes away. You always have that crush. That's how I feel.
Well, it's a big deal this week too, because what's happening Friday?
Jasper's coming on Friday.
What?
Yeah, man. It's grandparent time around here.
Yeah, we're gonna have him for a week.
It's gonna be so fun.
I'm so excited. We have plans. We're gonna take him to Hopscotch Museum. We're gonna take him out to the property. I want to take him to Dodge Park because he said he likes the river, and that's where we went.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he likes the river, so we're going to do some fun stuff.
So before Sid called, you may be noticing that it's Tuesday and not Monday, and we apologize for the tardiness of our arrival into your ears this
some
week.
people didn't have to go to work on Monday, so...
Well, we didn't have to go to work on Monday either.
I did.
Okay, I didn't, but that's not why we're late. We're late because we were at Mojo Family Fest out at the newly minted Rhythms Ground. And it was
Okay, one word each and then we'll get into it. Apple, what's your word?
Spectacular.
Aaron?
Magical. It was your idea, one word.
That's
Speechless.
a good one.
That's a word. You said it. It was amazing. They worked so hard.
I think because they're our friends and we have been to the property several times and have seen it through its transition, to see the festival come together the way that it did was like watching a wedding. It like so happy and like, oh my God, people found each other and they're in love. It felt very like elevating and like it was happening to me, even though it wasn't happening to me. It felt so good to see Jack and Mojo, the Bodhi Mojo and Mojo Family Fest like come to fruition again, and also on those grounds that they were working till the very last day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was, I think one of my favorite moments of the entire festival was Sunday morning. We all got up and it started raining Sunday morning, and we went over to where the Raverts and all like kind of the VIP area up top in the Arboretum was. And Ben was up there and he was wrapped in his Northwest String Summit.
I have the cutest picture of Ben.
I posted it on Instagram.
The one that I have?
No, a picture of this, what I'm talking about, of him wrapped in the Northwest String Summit blanket.
Yeah, Audrey tucked them all in like a little burrito.
And
Audrey is the best Tucker on the block.
He looked so happy and so content. There's been over the last like 6-8 months, when you look at Ben, there's an air of like underlying stress because of everything that's been going on and the hard work they've been putting in at the property, and just, you know, that he's got something on his mind. And this is the first time since all of that, since the beginning of all of this, that he looked like not stressed. Yeah, Mel's showing me her picture on her phone right now.
I got 2 pictures of that. There's a first.
Yeah.
and then that second one, just it shows satisfaction. There's a calm.
You look so
like
pleased.
The stress is gone. The genuine smile, like it makes me happy to see that photo.
And to see your family like doing their purpose, you know what I mean? Like, it felt like the land was happy that it was happening there, which is a strange thing to say.
Well, I think maybe all 3 of us were like talked about it, but like the literal grounds of the property felt different as everyone danced on it, and it rained, and it got just kind of moved around from people walking, and it felt, I don't even know how to describe it, but it was a visceral feeling that you could feel. I was like dancing with my feet on the ground several different times, and it was like, at first it was a little bit more fluffy, and then it got like packed in, and then it just started to feel like almost like a massage. As you would dance, it felt like a massage on your feet.
Yeah.
Well, that it is amazing how comfortable that lawn was. Because where the grounds were in front of the stage is where the thickest part of the blackberries were. And there was kids running around barefoot the whole weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody got hurt. Everybody was having fun. I sat on the blanket a couple times. It was like, the grass feels better. The grass was like so inviting. And Ben said it's a mix of like many different kinds of grass that's in there. So it's like, it was just so comfy and spongy.
Yeah.
The medic tent was it was empty.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of action over at the medic tent.
Thank goodness.
That's why I'm saying it. It was like so many things could have happened, and all that happened was a good time and beautiful like memories.
So last year at Horning's Hideout was the final Northwest String Summit, and we did our best to cover that and convey the feeling of being at Northwest String Summit for the last one. And part of like the bittersweet aspect of it is the feeling that you're never going to have that feeling again, of like, oh, this thing's over and this feeling's gone. And I can honestly say I felt that feeling this weekend at Mojo Family Fest. I really did. I felt that at it. I even said to Ben on Saturday night, we were kind of like dancing next to each other, and I said, hey man, just stop for a second. I said, look around. Remember when we were at Strummit and everything was ending and we were all sad? And I was like,
it was a very sad occasion.
Yeah. And I was like, you have your own Hornings now. This is yours. And this is just the first one. And the possibilities are endless here, man. You have like a blank slate to work with to do anything that you want to create here. And it's only going to get better and better. And this was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Well, there was many beautiful moments over the weekend, but on Saturday, it was after like the first band had played or so, and it was in between, and they were playing the filler music. And Ben and Tiff were up on the road looking down, and one of their favorite Yonder Mountain String Band songs came on. And to see those two, the looks of joy on their face and the tears of joy that started coming down their face, and just started hugging each other, that moment, from that moment on, like you just said, it felt completely like the String Summit feeling from then on. It was like that Yonder blessed it, and then we did some very, very cool stuff.
Yeah. I mean, So proud of Jack from Bodhi Mojo for putting it all together. So proud of them.
Yeah.
They really did deliver. The lineup was fucking spectacular.
I am shocked at I haven't seen quite a few of those bands because for one reason or another, like, oh, we fell asleep or we left before they went on, or
there was something else going on.
something
and we
else,
had to-
you know. So J-Sci Proof is one that I hadn't seen before that I had
blown away.
Yep. The Muddy Souls, I caught just like the last one or two songs of them one time at the Haven. So I didn't really get to see, you know, what they do. Then it was one other one that I was going to
Blue
mention.
Egyptian?
Well, Blue Egyptian and Copper Children. That and well, there was just so many, and it was phenomenal.
Apple told me that nobody in Blue Egyptian is over 21.
What?
Yeah, none of them are over 21. I forget who it was. Somebody from one of the bands, Sponge or Bodhi Mojo, was telling me they crossed paths with them on tour. I think it was down in California because they're from Chico area, and was like, hey, after the show, we're all going to this bar. You know, you guys should meet us and come hang out. And then they were like, well, nobody in the band's old enough to go to the bar.
Oh, shit.
Crazy. I would say the most surprising set this weekend was Sponge.
Well, I don't like to say favorites because I
just said
I
surprising.
generally don't have favorites, but that was my favorite set of the entire weekend. Like,
They brought it.
They really did bring it, man.
I don't even, at first it was kind of like I didn't get where they were going with, but I was just in the right place and we were right in front of
Yeah,
them
we were.
too. And just, I had gotten an opportunity to catch up with Sponge, with Sage. Josh, his playing, I've never seen that look in his eye. I've never seen him make a face like that to the crowd while he was playing at us. It was like he had some fierce ass shit in that look and in his eye, like this determination. And like Dan brought it. I'm like, David's voice. I mean, everything about Sponge's set, the timing, I'm proud of you guys. I loved every moment. And if this is where you guys are at right now, man, I am so excited to see your
Loving
next
it.
show.
Yeah.
So
and on
much.
top of everybody, I heard it, not just me saying it, but a lot of people, everybody that took the stage, including us, brought their A game.
Yeah.
It was like A pluses, gold stars, happy faces all around.
Absolutely.
Everybody killed it.
Yeah, to say like favorite set, it's very difficult too because I'm
usually not about favorites, but that
every
one,
single band brought it to the 10th power.
well, my secondary like breakout was J-Sci Proof. When you are in Rhythm's Ground, they have like a bowl, kind of like Hornings, and they've got a road that brings you into the bowl, and they have like this huge big cinder block at the top of that road, right as you come into
the big concrete.
yeah,
thing,
that concrete, block. And I had seen Jeff from J-Sci Proof walk up there, and part of the band was still on the stage. And then I don't know the other guy's name, but the saxophone and flute player from J-Sci Proof was, I didn't even know where he was. I didn't see him leave. Next thing you know, they didn't even get announced. They did not even get announced. All of a sudden, you just hear a trombone and then a saxophone and then a trombone back and forth. Next thing you know, they are on either side of us, on either side of the dance floor.
Out in the crowd,
Walking up to the stage and just like battling back and forth between these horn instruments. And it was like
There's a post on No Simple Road that has them in it.
something spectacular. And then they just brought it so strong, so hard, and everybody's set was so elevated and happy. And like, the Quick and Easy Boys, they kept on like, oh man, this is great. I hope we get invited next year. They brought it. The Quick and Easy Boys
Their
were
late night set was
oh
amazing.
my gosh. If you didn't see that Quick and Easy Boy late night set, I'm sorry, because it was a monster. It was amazing.
I didn't see it.
And I love that guy's outfit. All he had on was like kind of booty shorts, and he killed the game. Killed it.
Yeah. I mean, the Pacific Northwest really does have something really special going on in our music scene up here.
I thought that while we were like most of the bands were, not all of them, but most of them were Pacific Northwest or at least West. Copper Children, I think maybe it was Colorado, but this is all what's happening over here.
And Harrison from Bodhi Mojo, their set was fucking fantastic, and to know that Harrison was playing for his family for the first time.
Yeah, he had his sister and his two nieces.
Shout out
and
Harrison.
Brother-in-law from the East Coast.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys knew it too, but the Mojo and Friends set on Sunday. The reason that happened is because Chris had to take off to go to a wedding. So, because it was going to be, that's what somebody had told me. It might have been Jack. There was going to be two Bodhi Mojo sets, but then they decided to do Friends. And they got to give hella props to Madison True.
Oh, Madison.
Got up there with her. She did. She sat in with several different people, and she sounded like a controlled, awesome, mellow, like Janis Joplin.
Yep.
When she was belting it out up there with them.
Her set from Camp Suds to this year sounds almost like a whole different person. She has so much power and happiness and excitement when she's up there, and she looks like she's having so much fun, and I was blown away. I was blown away at her and Thomas being cute the whole weekend, playing with her band, and then the Bamboo Forest set by DJ Yuzu. Holy cow.
I missed
Holy
this.
cow.
Can you guys explain to the people listening what a DJ set in a bamboo forest at night is like?
Well, I'll start off with the beginning. We'll go back and forth here because this was kind of a surprise.
Yeah.
It was like a handful of people knew this was going to happen. It was a late night set after everything was done on the main stage. So it was announced that there was going to be music up top in the tree arboretum.
And it was on the
schedule, but it wasn't in the bamboo forest.
It didn't show where it was going to be.
Stage.
Yeah.
So they said there's kind of like a gazebo on the edge of the bamboo forest, which is like probably about a quarter acre of bamboo that's anywhere from 30 to 40 foot tall or so. And all of a sudden, all the lights started flashing more. And he started it off with, like, it was like kind of spoken word with like tribal jungle beats under it. And everybody started pouring up there to see what was going on. And like late night set, everybody's well elevated, and it's the perfect setting. It is like so safe because even
dangerous and safe at the same time.
I tripped a couple times, and you fall like 3 or 4 inches into the bamboo. It's like crutches all around you. And it started filling up with people, and everybody, the look of amazement of looking up at the bamboo, and just it was like everybody turned into primates and was just kind of swinging between the bamboo and stuff. And then
there was several times kind of dancing in and out of the bamboo, and I was kind of like at the entry point, because there's a lot of ways to get, I mean, there's so many different paths to go, but the main path from the walkway, I was standing right there, kind of like in the middle of that and the entrance of the bamboo forest, and watching people's eyes when they turned to see everyone dancing, and like the way that the lights project upwards, it lights up the entire stalk of the bamboo. So it's like super dark, but you could see all the tips of the leaves of the bamboo all look bright and white. And so people are like dancing, and then they look up, they're like, oh my God. Like they were so entranced by the beauty of it. Like, and it's so different. There's nothing like it. Like Apple's saying, like you're dancing and you kind of trip, but you don't fall down because you fall into bamboo. And it's like various sizes, like, you know, big enough for your hand, and then kind of a little bit smaller, thick, small, all in between. And it just provided such an incredible backdrop. And shout out to DJ Yuzu. He did it with a broken freaking toes. Like he had his foot,
his foot is busted.
He had his foot elevated and he was still dancing and rocking and bringing it. And it was.
And then Audrey gave him lights to wrap his crutches. That was the coolest. Audrey has lights, like endless amount of lights. And he wrapped his crutches in these lights, which worked perfect because he couldn't hold a flashlight. And it lit up the path anywhere he went the whole time.
Shout out, dude.
I was bummed in the morning, but I had gone back to the tent at like midnight, and I sat down on the bed and I was like, oh no. And I passed out.
I tucked you in.
I boom
I was
out.
like, you were like, what are you going to go do? I was like, I'm going to go party and hang out with our friends.
I was like,
we're
all right,
here to have a good
I'm
time.
I woke up at like 3:30 in the morning and I was like, what's going on out there? I was like, fuck it, I'm getting up. So I get up and I come out and like, I swear it was like a tribe of monkeys that had been let loose in the forest.
That's what it was.
3:30 in the morning. Yes. And I ended up hanging out and talking with Sage for a little while and Jason. But I heard from more than one person. Well, one person said to me, I don't really like electronic music very much.
That was a whole different.
And he said, but that DJ Yuzu set was my favorite electronic music I have ever heard in my whole life.
I'd have to agree with that. I would have to
put-
agree with that.
Ben
for
and
sure.
Tiff had said, he really studies his sets. They said he'd been compiling that set for 3 weeks to get
Wow.
it perfect. He had some tipper mixed in. He had so many things mixed in throughout it, and it was so perfect. And people that did like EDM, I heard a handful of people was like, that had seen a lot of electronic music, said this is one of the greatest experiences I've had at a DJ set.
Well, depending on where you were in that bamboo forest, you could look out into the field where the rest of the festival and the main stage was. And so it was like elevated. You look the other way and you only see bamboo. And so depending on where you were,
You could be lost.
the sound that was coming out, and it was electronic. It was that, but there was also disco-y, and there was just so much depth to it. It wasn't just boom, 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 boom. It wasn't like that.
it was constantly changing.
It was constantly changing, and people were like, what? And like, it was, I don't even know. At some point, I videoed a freaking panda bear inside the bamboo. I was like,
yeah.
what the actual hell? There's a panda bear here. It would just, everything was, like you said, your one word, magic. It was very, very magical weekend.
One of my favorite things too was Thor in his crab onesie that he wears with all the arms. He was in the middle of it and just dancing. So you see all these crab arms flailing in
I
the
walked
bamboo.
in there. Honest to God, it was like monkeys. There was like
Somebody was climbing.
I was just gonna say, people were trying to climb the bamboo. There was somebody like hanging upside down by their legs, like with their legs wrapped around a couple pieces of bamboo, hanging upside down, dancing. I was like, "Holy shit, man!
It
This
was
is
a good
awesome."
time. It was.
It's one of my favorite videos too, the one I showed you that where just at the end, Audrey comes walking by and she looks at me and looks at the camera and she's like, "Oh, bamboo forest, never did no one wrong," and then just walks off.
Yeah, man.
I want to, like when you win an award and you say I want to say thank you to my director and my makeup artist. I want to say a few thank yous because it takes a lot. It takes a huge amount of effort and time to put on a party, let alone a festival. And so aside from Tiffany and Ben that slayed from morning till evening, therefore girls, oh my gosh, the way that they showed up for the festival and the way that they took charge and helped with parking and taking the money for the parking and helping people get out of freaking the mud. And they just, Ansley was like putting hay on they were crushing it. Ansley's friends, John, Hayden, DJ Yuzu, the girls, and then Audrey and Jason and Simon and Darla. Oh my gosh. Simon was ATVing everybody back and forth, artists.
Simon's limo service.
He's
How old is Simon?
I think 10 or
9 or 10.
no, he's definitely not 9. I think he's
No, he's 10, 11.
He gave me and you a ride down from the top on the ATV.
He went on the street. He had all this
He was
etiquette. He
so
knew what to
digging
do.
it.
Like he's
Opens the
incredible.
gate. I was cracking.
So,
up.
and then Audrey for making those signs and like being Tiffany's assistant, it was invaluable. You know, when you're the one that has to make all the decisions, when everybody's like, hey, what's this? Hey, what's that? Where do I go for this? Like, that's exhausting. It's stressful. And to have somebody to keep you on task and to keep you for remembering what you were doing, that is incredible. Like, so I just want to say thank you to you, Apple, too. The day before we went out there, we freaking slayed it, putting up the curtains for the VIP thing. And like Karen, the dancing lady, she did an incredible job being a vibe tender and the MC of the show and
pulling
announcing
people
everybody
in from the camps, making sure to get involved.
Yeah, she kind of got people out from the camp to come back to the grounds to start dancing or to get involved.
When we were getting ready to do our live podcast, there was not many people around.
No.
And Karen was like, oh, hell no. I'll be back. I was like, what are you going to do? She's like, I'm going to get people from the campgrounds. They're not staying in their tents during this.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, it was full. What's up, everybody? If you're like me and you're trying to do better for yourself and what you eat in this new year, I have something really cool for you. Factor's delicious, ready-to-eat meals make eating better every day way easier. Wherever tomorrow takes you, be ready with pre-prepared, chef-crafted, and dietitian-approved meals delivered right to your door. You're going to have over 35 different options a week to choose from, including keto, calorie smart, vegan, and veggie, and more. And there's even more to enjoy with over 55 nutrition-packed add-ons that help make your weekly meal planning even more delicious. What are you waiting for? Sign up and save. They've done all the math. Factor is less expensive than takeout, and every meal is dietitian approved to be nutritious and delicious. So here's what you got to do. Head to factormeals.com/NoSimpleRoad50 and use the code NoSimpleRoad50 to get 50% off your first box and 2 free wellness shots per box while subscription is active. That's code NoSimpleRoad50 at factormeals.com. Take all the guesswork out of trying to do the right thing for your body. Fuel up easy and fast. Go check out Factor.
And I just wanted to talk a little bit about our set because that was something brand new to us to do. And it went over beautifully. And it was such a emotional and needed thing because part of Cody, I wanted to say a big, huge thank you to Cody and Bree. Bree took care of Geyser, which was Ben and Tiffany's dog, and he's a huge dog and just kind of a young pup. So to keep him locked up is really horrible. And
with all those people there.
Yeah. So Bree, asked to take him and kept him for the weekend, which was awesome. And then Cody's ability to stop people in the most beautiful, sweet way and give them the information of. I thought about this afterwards. When I've gone to a festival before, I have not thought of the grounds. I just haven't. I haven't thought about like, oh, this is sacred or, oh, this is beautiful. I just get to the festival, want to get set up and like be. Later on, I can kind of look around and be like, oh, that's nice or whatever. But I haven't thought about that. And for Cody to sit there and give people like a 2 to 3 minute like spiel on the importance of where they are and what Tiffany and Ben have done to create this and their dream and the whole nine. Like I was hearing him talking to people coming in and it was the friendliest, most thorough, great conversation. And I would think like if I'm coming into a festival, first one, don't know what you're going to do. And to hear that would put you on the right foot. The rest of
the whole thing,
it was just like, so much help from the No Simple Road family to get all of these things kind of flushed out and these last minute, surprises and all that stuff that really made all the difference. I'm so proud of it. And so our set was kind of last minute, not 100%, but like we had talked about it briefly. We didn't like rehearse.
No.
We weren't talking weeks about it. No. This kind of came up maybe
A week and a half before.
A week and a half before, but even the details was the day of. And it felt so right to do that because, like I said, on the heels of Cody kind of letting everybody know about the festival grounds and everything, we did
Sheriff Coyote.
That's right. But we talked a little bit. We brought Ben and Tiffany on stage and kind of introduced them to everybody to let everyone know who they were and what they'd done to.
Well, yeah, it was important for them to be on the stage.
I agree.
Their first festival at their property, so that the people that were there would know whose land they were on and who's responsible,
and who created all
of it.
Yeah,
Like
that was a vision.
Yeah.
So we did that, and to have, we're shedding real tears, on stage, and we're like getting really emotional, and everybody was with us. Everybody that was on, like you get hecklers and stuff like that. Some people are drunk or some people are whatever.
We didn't have any of that.
I was just going to say, we didn't have any of that. There was so much respect. There was so much interactions. Like people were what's the word? Cooperating and like being a part of stuff,
Well, we also, it was kind of a sacred thing that we did. We did a land dedication ritual.
Yeah.
With everybody there. We had everybody I made an announcement the day before saying that we were going to do this ceremony and for everybody to find a pine cone and pour their intention into that pine cone. And then we were going to do something with all the pine cones the next day. And lo and behold, man, people had their fucking pine cones, showed up with them.
Well, even that, Simon helped me because I was like, there's going to be some people that are not going to have a pine cone. So I filled up this basket, Simon and I did, and we brought it to the stage. And even that, we knew we wanted to have pine cones, but like, it was like right before, the day before is when I was like, let's have everyone do a mandala. And you're like, yes. And the day of, we're like, okay, let's do this blessing. And it just turned out really beautiful. And we had a lot of people come up to us individually and together saying how much they appreciated it and how awesome it was.
Even though I got my direction wrong.
I kept telling Aaron, I was like, Aaron, south is hot. South is hot. It's fire.
I said west.
Fire. And then I was like, okay, Aaron, you go. And then he tells me I'm wrong on stage.
Which it was great. Usually I'm the one that messes things up.
No, you fucking came
I
through.
nailed mine.
Killed it, dude.
He nailed it. Like I call upon.
Yeah,
it sounded like a Morgan Freeman friggin' some kind of voice out
I
from
got there for server. They're like that was awesome. You started because it commanded attention.
Yeah, it did.
And then everybody because Aaron asked for everybody to gather in a circle, and I get there was probably about 80 people.
Yeah,
maybe more
or more, 80 to 100 people. And they formed like the most perfect circle
immediately
in front of us around there. And then when it came time to start putting their pine cones in the middle, which was very starting with Ben and Tiff.
Yep.
And then the girls all lined up with them. And the way there was no rehearsal, no direction. The way it happened from the stage, it looked like a serpent.
Yeah.
The way it went, the way they went into the middle, and then the whole line started going clockwise, following each other.
They did it perfect.
They did it completely perfect.
Shit.
And then even at the end with Graham, DJ Yuzu, Aaron was like, you don't have to go through this. And he didn't even look. He jumped on his buddy's back and got a piggyback ride around the entire circle, and he was the last one to place his.
It was amazing.
And the look on the girls' faces when we had Ben and Tiff on stage so that they could get recognition for what they'd done, which they're not ones that want that, really.
No.
They're like, we don't care about that. We just want everybody to have a good time. The look on the girls' faces watching mom and dad on stage, they were beaming, seeing mom and dad up there.
And then we had everybody get back in the circle and put their rhythm into the ground by stomping their feet in time together. and leading.
And the mandala stayed for most of the day. But it was in the middle of the dance floor. So
it stayed well into the night.
Everybody was super respectful of it.
They were. Tiffany and her daughter moved it over to another area, but the symbolism and the beauty of how everything worked out, like you said, just kind of organically, like, making it like a snake, like what a way to kick off our festival summer.
Yeah.
Like, for real.
And this doesn't have to do with our weekend, but huge shout out to Northlands. Looks like
Northlands.
They fucking crushed
it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And they had a huge rainstorm.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, like we had on Sunday kind of rain.
Wow.
And they kept going and did their thing. It looks like they, festival season is off. It has started.
Speaking of that, we were supposed to have some really bad rain beginning in the evening on Sunday. And on Saturday. It didn't come, thank God. Then, I guess it came at the very
4:30 in the morning.
Because it started to sprinkle a little bit during Sponge's set, and then
and it started during Super Secret Band
Super Secret.
Late at night, and then it really started coming down towards the end. I don't remember their name. The guy that was doing up on the small stage in the Arboretum, he plays the didgeridoo.
Oh man, I really
sings and mixes
Bummed
and has
I
a
missed
drummer
or something.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Anyway, it really started coming down though. Me and Mel were passed out by that point, but like it woke me up from a stupor pass out.
Yeah.
It was so hard, like pouring on the tent.
Well, your guys' tent was kind of in a clearing there because it's so big you couldn't set up under the tree. So I bet because the sound up in the tin roofed carport,
Urban Shaman was the didgeridoo guy.
Urban Shaman, it was amazing. But the sound on the tin roof was so awesome sounding. So I'm sure in the tent it was just like.
And I would be remiss if I did not mention the angelic, heavenly music that Family Mystic played. We told a story about when we first went to Rhythm's Ground, and the first thing that I said when I saw that open bowl that wasn't open yet, it was full of blackberries, Ben was talking about the stage and all that, and I was like, oh my God, Family Mystic needs to play here. We had just had them on the show. They had given us the most incredible a cappella. They were so great. And then I just knew it. I felt like they belonged there. I felt like they belonged to be part of the land. And I had talked to Marcelo like off air about our friends that have this property and it's amazing and they need help and blah, blah, blah. Well, we've known them for a while now. Flash forward, Family Mystic is playing on Friday night as the sun comes down, pink and purple skies, beautiful, perfect weather, and they are singing about love and beauty and it was that's how it was. It was like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, man.
It was amazing.
They the whole band has now gone to see Dead and Company together, and the whole band is now turned on to Grateful Dead music, and you can hear the difference in their sound.
Absolutely.
And they're going on a pilgrimage. They're going up to see some of the Boulder shows, and then they're going to the last shows in San Francisco together.
Oh man. Yeah. It's really cool to see our musical community growing and changing and growing up, and everybody is just the fucking salt of the earth, man.
And also a shout out to the Haven. They are doing some really incredible things over at the Haven with artists and healers and musicians. They are really keeping the vibes up. They are involving the community in so many beautiful happenings. And there was a lot of artists out from the Haven, and we met one of them who was an incredible. He's a mathematician.
He gave us a tour of how the universe breathes through tetrahedrons.
Yeah. So he was like, study up on your geometry, guys. But all of these, at a festival, you always have so many chance, beautiful encounters, and because we were highly involved in this. There was a lot of our people that we knew that were going to be there. And it was such a beautiful time to dance with Connor and just everybody
man,
that showed up, man. I
gotta say, Connor made the drive out on Saturday basically just to come hang out with us and spend the day.
He's the man.
Yeah, and then he stayed the night. He crashed with me and Bryce up in the carport area because it was just so beautiful. It was like 3:30 in the morning, and he was. I think he was kind of thinking about leaving. It's like, no, he's like, I'm staying, and then hunkered down, and then the painting that me and him pitched in on to get
my
YouTube,
gosh.
which they'll post a picture of it. But the artist Joe is one of the co-owners of the Haven. We were talking to him, finding more out about him and his artwork. Everybody's artwork there is amazing.
Well, I think that it, which is a crazy thought, but a while back when we were at the Haven, actually when Mojo Fest got booked at Rhythm's Ground, this is like there was a party at the Haven. I saw Jack and he was like, "Hey, have you seen Ben and Tiff?"
It was the Family Mystic album release party.
That's right. Family Mystic album. Thank you for reminding me. But me and Jenny were walking around and she had seen a painting that she absolutely loved. And Brady was going to get it for her, but he was going to make her wait and like giving her a hard time about it. And I just walked up and was like, I bought it and I was like, "Oh, I'm buying this for my sister." Jenny was right in front of me. I was like, "I'm buying this for my sister," because it was my sister's birthday. And she was like, "Oh, she's going to love that so much." And when I bought it, I just handed it over to Jenny. And she's like, "I thought you were going to give this to your sister." I was like, I am giving it to my sister.
Oh, shit.
It's the same one I think that you guys got us.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was trying to look right now on Instagram while I was telling the story, but I think it's the same one.
Well, I love to, because he has one that I really want. I'll get in the future, but he does them in he does different sizes, different prices, and different sizes of them. Because I mean, the bigger, the more expensive.
Sure.
So he does them to make sure that if you love a piece of his art, you can afford it.
That's so cool.
So cool.
That and go ahead, Apple.
Well, I just wanted real quick, because there's so much to talk about, but I want to make sure we don't want to talk for 2 hours about. I mean, everybody, like I said, brought their A game. You know, starting on Sunday with the Supernatural Beavers.
They were awesome.
Kicking stuff off were amazing, and then the Louis Longmire set.
I missed that one, but everybody said it was amazing.
And then Walian from up in Seattle, I believe. You said the Muddy Souls. They were amazing. And then what was on? Or wait, that was Friday. Sorry, that was Friday. And then Saturday was us, and we were followed by Rice, who is up and coming. A lot of people have been talking about them for a long time. Said Blue Egyptian, JC Proof, Flying Caravan. That was another one. It was kind of like they had the belly dancer up there, and the one girl's voice was just amazing. It was like Flying Caravan's a good name. It was like a magic carpet ride,
like a gypsy caravan thing.
Yeah, and then Super Secret Band. Yeah, we kind of touched on everybody else, and then Sunday, like we said, we had to get up early. It was raining. It was getting kind of muddy. I don't know if the Campfire Boys and Man on TV. And the Brother Gabe trio. Not sure if those happened. We weren't there. Yeah.
We don't know.
But I was talking to one of the guys who listens to us and follows us, and we've met before. I forget your name, brother. Is from Man on TV.
Oh, yeah.
Was talking to him up in the Bamboo Grove the night of that set. But everybody just crushed it. It's so beautiful. I just didn't want to leave out a few of them because everybody brought their A game.
So that was the beginning of our festival season, and it couldn't have been a better way to start it. And so now we have Oregon Country Fair coming in 2 weeks.
Oh,
and
one last thing.
What?
I didn't want to interrupt Mel in the middle of talk when we're talking about all the kids' involvement. The Darla and Simon. Saturday night when they did the Mojo and Friends, the meatball summer.
Oh yeah,
you can't leave that out. You'll see. There's picture. A lot of people got stuff, photos and video of it, but they got a 12-foot beach ball, covered it in a brown tarp so it looked like a meatball. And it's not a huge story behind it. It's just kind of a joke with them. Like you know, you have like hot chick summer, this summer, that summer. Well, they came up with meatball summer.
It was kind of like the way that Jack did it with the way he set it up was kind of like a harpua.
Yeah.
Like a harpua rap.
They did Love Light, and that was the cue for all. There was a bunch of people involved in this because they had to roll it down the road from camp. And then the kids are all up there in the dark waiting. Or Simon came down to me. He's like, well, I know I don't know what song they're talking about, but it's Love Light. You know, we like needed to give them a cue when it was Love Light. And they're waiting up on the hill. I could just imagine their anticipation of getting to roll this meatball down the hill, like into the crowd.
Into the dance floor.
And we had to coordinate. So I was one of them that we wanted to make sure to guide it so it didn't like mow people over. And at first, the route was going to go right towards the soundboard.
Oh my gosh.
And Scott was like friends with the people at the soundboard and warned them. And they're kind of like, okay, we'll make sure. So we ended up kind of going around the side. But Simon and everybody involved, they were so excited about it all day, could not wait. And then it went off so well. Everybody was playing with this meatball, and it looked like a fucking meatball when it was rolling down the hill with Cody's bright flashlight on it. And the look on Jack's face of excitement when it went off so well. Everybody bounced it around for about another song or so. Then it ended up, the tarp came off, and the kids played with it for hours back in the field.
Dude, that thing was huge. Like when you say a 12-foot beach ball, like that's huge.
Yeah, most roofs are like 8 feet or so in a house, and this is 12 foot. It was gigantic.
Yeah.
The last thing I want to shout out is the incredible vendors. I love seeing Brandon every time that we see him. Braden, sorry. Are you sure it's Braden?
Yeah.
Braden.
Okay, sorry, Braden.
I do that often too and get corrected.
Also, Three Goats Farm, Levi and Bree.
They're hot sauce.
Then we had the Healing Arts booth that they're actually at the Haven. And I immediately went to go get myself a treatment. And then I realized I don't fucking need a treatment as bad as Ben does. So I ended up gifting.
Ben got cupped.
I was so happy when I saw him later on. I was like, how was it, brother? And he was like, I felt lighter.
Now he's polka dot.
And so then we had Veronica with her beautiful stained glass stuff. The pizza. Yes, that was amazing. We bought honey from that guy. The vendors really killed it, and I just wanted to say another
Melanie with her pottery.
Yes, Mel and Julian. And then all the artists. So just thank you for making this first festival at Rhythms Ground like memorable. It was really memorable. We got some really great advice and some really great feedback, and
let's just stop and say a huge thank you to Jack McGrain from Bodie Mojo for booking No Simple Road and having us out there and
Jack.
throwing the festival, man. It wouldn't have happened without him.
No, Jack, it wasn't easy, and we know that there was a lot of moving parts, and you did your best, and it was great to meet your parents, and I just want to say thank you again. That was awesome.
Yeah, man. So now we're looking forward to Oregon Country Fair.
Woo!
Wow.
I have a little bit more of an understanding of fair from meeting a few people out at Mojo Family Fest.
Oh, yeah.
Part of the sound crew and the lighting crew was all fair family. And that is some old growth Grateful Dead family out there. And those are some can-do motherfuckers, too.
Oh, yeah. My God. The guy that went on the rig, and then he only to come down. He was how many feet high? Like 20, 30 feet high? Comes down, falls, rolls over, and pops up. I was like, dang. Because they had a box right by.
Well, he's got dreadlocks all the way down to his feet.
No, it wasn't his dreadlocks that it was the box. He went like to step off the step, and then the box was right behind him, and he freaking rolled back and popped up. And I was like,
the
damn,
dreads
brother.
Cushioned his fall.
He rolled.
He rolled onto his cushioned dreads.
Those guys killed it. All the stage and sound guys, because there was a mix up, and the stage that got delivered was not self-leveling, but leveling legs for uneven
static.
ground. It was for like level concrete floor, and they shimmed it and made it work with stuff from all over the property. Set it up beautifully. The sound the entire weekend.
Incredible sound.
The sound everywhere in the entire property. Behind the stage, amazing. Over to the right, up at the top, amazing. Right in front, amazing. It was kind of odd because a lot of the time sound kind of gets lost as it travels.
Called Rhythms Ground.
Yeah.
When it's kind of caught down in that field, that whole field, the camping, everything is kind of a big, huge bowl,
Yeah.
like a caldera almost that everything is set in.
So, yeah, fair.
There you have it.
Fair, dude. We're doing
Fair
it.
is- I'm really, really excited about fair.
I remember one
I'm
point.
getting more excited.
Oh, yeah.
At one point on Saturday night, Mel and I are spun and we're like holding each other up dancing. And I just remember Mel going, Oregon Country Fair, out of the blue.
I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
And this was like a teaser too. This is our thing, but a lot of people like Family Mystic is going to be playing
Oh my
fair.
gosh. Yes, Scott and Mary are going to be.
Scott and Mary, Abe is going to be with them. There a lot of people that were there. We're going to be seeing at fair, and like Aaron said, so many people we talked to are so excited for us that they're so excited for anybody who has never been before that's going, because everybody says it changes your life. Madison, I saw her late night at the didgeridoo thing, and she was saying, I think she said last year was her first year that she got to go, and she was so excited for us.
Braden even
to be
said
going.
he goes, he's at JG Jewelry on Instagram, and he was like, dude, I wouldn't be who I am right now if it wasn't for Oregon Country Fair. He pulls down his sleeve and he's got a Oregon Country Fair mandala logo tattoo on his arm. He's like, I had to put this on my body so that I would always remember that that's where I came from. He's like, I learned who I am at fair.
Aw.
So yeah, I'm ready. This was a good like appetizer. And then
And Sean, the sax man, we need to have you on the show.
Oh yeah, he was there. He
he has
pops up
performed the art
everywhere.
of the sit-in.
He's incredible. His skills are.
It's probably like 60% of the shows we go to. It's like, I want to welcome up Sean from World's Finest.
Yep.
He'll be joining us this evening.
After fair is another huge milestone for us.
This is a huge year for us.
Yeah, on August 30th, we are performing at Ophelia's Electric Soapbox in Denver, Colorado. Live podcast with us and Andy Frasco to kick off Dick's weekend. And yeah, man, that's it's just getting crazier and crazier.
Better and better.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say crazy. I feel kind of like what you just said, that Braden said. The more shows that we go to, or the more festivals, especially us being involved in them, not just attending, it's helping me to kind of understand where my role is in this scene. And I love that. Saturday night, you were kind of having a little bit of a hard time, and we won't get into it, but like, I felt like it was literally reverse. Like you'd been telling me what I was telling you. It just, everybody's got a bad day sometimes, some day, and you can't help it.
I don't mind talking about it. I don't. I mean, we're at an hour, but like, to sum it up, I just wasn't feeling it. I was not feeling it. And like
not just the festival though. You were
just
not feeling
period. I wasn't feeling anything. I was just disconnected and like upset about it, because it was a really special weekend. And I was like, fuck, I don't want to feel like this right now at all.
I felt bad for you. You had mentioned it to her, and it was one of those things. Like that's my brother, and I could tell there's nothing I could. You're like I'll be good. I'm just, because I saw it on his face. I just thought you were just dead tired. Like you're like, I'll be good, man. I'll be good. I'll check back with me later.
And then I took
And
medicine.
we
about
talked it out.
and then you were
That was fine.
and that happens sometimes. That this stuff is overwhelming, the build up to it, and when it's happening. So the amount of motions, it's like, and the senses. We were saying, it's like, there's 5 senses, but we use about 10 of them. There's all these other ones you don't know about that get involved with these things too, and it's just Well, I like back to your word. You said your one word. It sums up the entire week. It was magical.
Yep.
There was magic happening everywhere.
It's just like when we went to Climate Pledge for fish, and the Saturday show, was it Saturday? Friday show. Mel just wasn't there.
I could have went home and went to bed and been happy.
Yeah, just not
seriously.
And that's where I was at. I was like, I just want to leave and go to sleep. And then I was like, what a dick to myself. You know what I mean? Like, you built all this up and like now you're here and now you feel like that. Like, what a punk.
It's hard. Sometimes we got to get out of our own way, and we got to man up or, just Annie up. We have to do that for ourselves, because that night, I thank God I keep a journal. I love keeping a journal because I wrote about it, that fish night, and I just wasn't feeling it. And that's okay. That's okay. We do a lot, and we're supposed to be bringing our A game every time. Sorry, sometimes it's going to be a C-. Sometimes it's going to be a A++. You don't know, but it doesn't matter.
But then it's just funny to looking back in hindsight, before the sun went down, I'm like bearing my soul to you about how I, not feeling it. And then cut to about 3 hours later and I'm on the dance floor
conductor in full effect. Don't get in front of the train. You're going to get ran over.
Exactly.
But he'll drag you along with him and you'll have fun.
There was a special sweet angel. Cody came and he brought me one of a huge pack, a 50-piece pack of the neon bracelet kind of thing.
Oh, the guy helped you. Yeah.
And every time I would dance, I'd forget that I was holding it, and I would do something, and then they'd spill out, and I'm like, oh
the
man,
whole thing on the ground.
And I spilled them, and I'm picking them up, and this guy behind me helps me, and I was like, you didn't have to do that. He's like, nonsense. I was like, it was my fault. He's like, it's no one's fault. And I was like, yeah, but I have to clean up my mess. He's like, it's our mess.
Aww.
And I was like, what?
That whole thing.
And at the time I wasn't looking at him because I was busy picking them up, and we're having this conversation kind of side to side. And I turn around and his hair's like mine, and he's got the most gorgeous, shiny, dewy skin and so sweet. I was like, oh, thank you so much. Well, friggin' angels sent down from heaven to help me pick up these little friggin' neon things, and it was just little sweet things like that all weekend, and I'm grateful.
There was so much compassion,
So
caring,
sweet.
taking care of each other. I wanted to say one thing to Joel and Sarah.
Oh my gosh, Joel and Sarah.
We love you guys so much. You were supposed to be attending, but had stuff in the family.
You were thought of.
You were thought of the entire weekend, and you donating your tickets went to great use.
Yes,
and helped a couple people enjoy it as well. But the good news is, this was the first one, but it is definitely not the last one. There's going to be many things, and we can't wait to have you guys out there to boogie on the dance floor at the next thing.
And we will see everybody on Friday. We won't be late this Friday, I promise.
Who do we have? We have Sego.
Oh, Sego this Friday. Yeah.
This will be fun.
Yeah. And until then, everybody, enjoy your festival season. Take care of yourselves. Smile at a stranger. Safety third. And hydrate. And
enjoy festival season, everybody.
Hey, don't forget the sunscreen. That's my message for this week. Sunscreen when you're outside. It's important. I don't care if you're not fair skinned. You get burned. I get burned when I'm outside.
And it doesn't matter if there are clouds. Sun is still there.
And my last message for this week is all these groups that we've mentioned, if you have not heard of them, aren't aware of them, go look them up and listen and support them and tell a friend.
Yep. All right. We'll see you on Friday. We love you guys.
Buy the merch.
Simple road.
Then alchemy can bring the birth, the melody of a newborn. So persistent, so resistant, so insistent, so committed, so resilient. Or haven't you learned it? No simple road. Shield is shattered as I focus through the spot in the corner that is still intact. The reality is both a defense mechanism as well as a fear. We've traveled this road before, so we may think, but it's a tad bit of strange similarity that feed an A equal A complex. The fears of your past do not equal the perplexities of the current road.
Hi, this is Paul Phelps.
And this is Monica Strutt.
And we're from the Daily Music Business Podcast. We're joined by a number of other really great hosts in creating daily content with great advice for independent musicians just like you.
That's right. We put out episodes daily on all topics from music marketing to branding, advice on signing with a manager and label, and anything else you need to up-level the business side of your music career. We've got it covered.
Subscribe to the Daily Music Business Podcast today on your favorite podcast catcher.
Subscribe today to the Daily Music Business Podcast on your favorite podcast platform.